They even attempted to assassinate him. In America, if they attempt to assassinate a president, what do you think will happen in Uganda that is just trying itself to be democratic? Everything we are doing, actually, we are learning and it's subject to revision. But generally speaking, we had our primaries. We concluded as a party. We continued into the main elections. And there were a few incidents of violence in our area, especially, because the rest I would follow on the media as any other Ugandan, because I had no time to move in and out of my area. I had to concentrate. Meanwhile, I think we are the second best in terms of voting the president in the country at 99.71. I think those rankings will come through. But I want to appreciate these categories of institutions and people. Security, even when I see people castigate it. You see, people castigate security in the perspective of arrests that happen during the cycle, the electioneering cycle. But I don't see people asking what informs security to take the action they take. And if they did not take the action they take, where would it be? There is when you take Chimosho alone and keep him safe. At an appropriate time, you release him. But then, what if you left Chimosho who was inciting violence, cause the violence, and you lose 10 people? At what point are you justified to arrest? So I want to thank security. Electoral Commission tried, though they disappointed with the wastage of the taxpayers' money, the biometric, and inwardly, I had actually discussed it with some people that it is not going to be possible that we shall use these machines. Because up to a week or 3 days to voting, it was a story to many how it will work, both the candidates and even those who are supposed to use the machines. But by and large, minus the components that they brought in, the component of machines, Electoral Commission tried to manage, and they delivered on time in terms of materials, in terms of following the other procedures they ought to have followed, in terms of announcing the winners and those that did not make it. So I also want to appreciate Electoral Commission. But most importantly, I also want to thank the CDF. The CDF, in his announcements, he kept people in proper check. Even when they ran to everyone was in proper check. Either out of love or fear, they kept in proper check. And I can tell you, the way people spread emotional propaganda to cause chaos, I think he was the right person at this time to manage the security. And it came out very well, in my view. There are always glitches to any processes, but by and large, for any electioneering cycle, everyone should be looking forward to continuity, that the country should be able to continue, that the people should go about their business, that the economy should be able to pick. Of course, there were glitches of internet, the shutdown. That has two sides, positive and negative. Of course, we are all out of touch. You wouldn't know what is happening next, so that was a challenge. I am not a security person, so I will not speak authoritatively what informed the shutdown. The shutdown, yes. But to the biggest extent, it was a negative, but people would tell you, if this was not done, maybe a few other bad things could have happened. Yes, but what I want to tell you, the campaigning process in this country is going to be very difficult for those who are still interested in politics. It's
getting worse.
Yes.
Every other day.
Every other day. It's getting very commercialized, and you know everyone is blaming the other. I'll blame him. Richard will blame you. So you don't know who is responsible. The voters will blame the politicians. Politicians will blame the voters. But either way, if you don't do, you are doomed. If you do, you are doomed. So I am wondering.
Commercialize or not commercialize, it's the same.
You either commercialize the politics or politics commercialize you, because you know it is very difficult when you see how people are spending in the field and the expectations, because the expectations of a voter have completely changed from the fundamental mandate of a member of parliament. Yes, you tell people, I have lobbied for a road, I have talked, and I am thinking this time, Richard, you should also join me in advocate. We should have points in parliament that when you talk and debate and make laws and do oversight, at least you have 20%. So that, because when we are going back to the field, the
voters are not looking at
they
that.
don't mind about what your work in parliament. It is a new chapter. So I think we should put an appraisal system in the parliament that whoever is 60% performance has 20%. So that you go seek for 80 from the voters. Otherwise,
you're seeking a constitutional amendment in this one.
Because you see, you go in the field, you think you have done your best, and actually they tell you. In my case, people tell me, you're a good orator.
But
you have done well in committees, but you did not bury. So the mandate of a member of parliament, if well executed, should contribute 20 to 30%. Then you add on from there. You got voters to seek for 70%. If you have not performed like
reminds me of school, exam versus...
because for us, we start from zero. If you have not performed like some of our people do, who come and don't do anything, then you can't start from your zero.
Test and coursework versus exam.
Someone who didn't do anything in parliament, start from zero. You who worked very hard, start from zero. And what is your crime? You did not bury. You did not attend clan meetings. You did not, and those are very serious emotional issues to your electorate. So I think we should put a midterm contribution of 20 to 30% for members of parliament who do their work right.
Thank you, Honorable Dan. It may sound laughable, but I think it's a very interesting conversation to take on.
Yeah,
that just as we have continuous assessment in education, there should be continuous assessment for members of parliament, especially if you're still interested. But we'll be coming back to that one. I hear you. I totally hear you out when you say you either commercialize the politics and join, or the politics commercializes you in any way. But ladies and gentlemen, as we still go about it, we're definitely as well joined by Isaac Imaka, as I did clearly indicate that he would be joining us. Isaac, a very good morning to you, and one of the others who has left the newsroom. And absurd, but we get represented on the other side. How are you doing? And welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Thank you very much, Mildred. Happy to be here, of course. Happy to be with this gentleman. It's a long time since I last saw Waguma, Ibra, and Chimosho. So I'm happy to be here.
You've been busy on the ground.
Yes, you know, I'm just fresh from
the election. Yes.
And well, it went the other way. But I just want to thank the people of Ginger North. I want to thank the people of, there's one who said, if you go on that TV, send me greetings. Jacobo from Mabulenga. It's very important in this business. For the next election. Yeah. Yeah.
I love when Richard says for the next election. I'll actually skip Richard and Mazel for now. I want to still be able to talk to Isaac because he's fresh from the election. And now that we're talking of post-election, you found us having a conversation with Honorable Kimosho here, who says there needs to probably be a sort of quote-unquote continuous assessment for MPs, that when you do all your work in Parliament, at least you go seeking for a different percentage. You have like 20% in the bag and you're looking for 80%. But what's your view? What's the election aftermath looking like? What did the process for you entail?
First of all, it was a very interesting process. It was so educating to me, but also I feel sorry for EC and I feel sorry for Parliament. No wonder Daniel is saying that maybe we need some kind of midterm assessment or even midterm elections so that 3 years into the thing, you go back and justify why you should continue representing the people. Because one, you realize that that voter turnout was very low because people somehow lost trust in the process. People lost trust, not just in the process, but also in what is the role of an MP? Why do you even vote for them? Because the way I campaigned, I went door to door. I had interactions with people.